Hey friends, Janky here, and welcome back to Janky Uncensored, where Janky turns off his polite filter and says whatever he wants to say. If it's a swear, he says swears. If it's not a swear, that's fine. He can say those things too. Welcome friends. Today I am playing Astroneer. This is actually an older save of Astroneer that I was playing with my dear friend Emmy K. Eventually, hopefully, we'll get back to this someday. But for today, we what are my abilities here? Weird. But for today, life is what it is, and what it is me just wandering around on this big, lonely planet that we call a planet. Yeah. Let's get to it, shall we? First up, let me just say thank you to the people who commented on last week's video. Many Skills and Kimmy Cat, I appreciate you both. You left some great comments. Let's go ahead and pop those up on the screen right now for acknowledgement. First of all, Many Skills. You noted, such a hipster, you refuse to acknowledge that you're a hipster. Nah, being an accidental hipster is awesome. That comes from last week whenever we had a discussion about my clothing style, and I said that my clothing style was accidental hipster. And that's what my clothing style is accidentally hipster. I don't mean to be hipster. It just happens because that's just who I am. It's just who I am. And yeah, that's the way things are. You know what? I'm going to switch to keyboard because keyboard is so much easier to play this game with. The other thing that I wanted to mention, let's see if I can temporarily... Yeah, there's going to be some sound cutting out because that's the way this game is whenever I flip over. Kimmy Cat also added Pirates of the Caribbean I loved. OMG, accidental hipster. That's gold, Janky. I know, Kimmy. I know. It is gold because I'm hilarious. So let's get into some actual questions, shall we? We shall. We're already 5 minutes in. It's time to get around to y'all's questions. First of all, Kimmy Cat. She asked me, okay, question. What is the one place you would love to vacation, visit, anywhere in the world? Excellent question, Kimmy. That's actually a great question because I love the idea of going and seeing new places and experiencing new things. And it's actually funny, while I've never actually said what my actual name is, I will tell you this much, which it always makes me laugh. And this is actually something I found out about my name like several years after the fact. But my name, not Janky, but my other actual, what my mom and dad call me name, is it comes from the same root as traveler. And if you go back into the Old French and Old Latin where it comes from, what it actually means is at the crossroads. So I am forever at the crossroads. I love the idea of going places, traveling, all that stuff. Again, I was like that before I actually found out what my name meant, but whenever I found that out, I was just like, yep, that figures. That makes sense. Right, so you actually asked me where I would like to go. Excellent question. I would love to go to the United Kingdom, actually. It would probably be my top choice. Just because there's so much there to see, and I would just love to go and see it. My family is ridiculously Irish from way back. Honestly, it's the only heritage I know, like, where we're from is Ireland. I'm sure there's a lot of English and stuff too. I've looked at a couple like family trees that people in my family put together. Most of the people in the family tree, it seems like they got here super early, like in the 1600s, and they never went anywhere. They just stayed here, which is fine, but I actually enjoy people who have interesting, colorful backgrounds, like first, second, third generation people living in the United States, you know? I think that that's really cool and awesome and interesting to learn about. So I would love to go see Ireland. There's so many beautiful places to go see in Ireland, between like the castles and just like the pastures, the Giant's Causeway. I would absolutely love to see. That would be amazing. And then in England, of course, there's all sorts of castles. I would love to go to the Globe Theatre on the Thames. That would be amazing and beautiful. I would absolutely love that. Yeah, just all that stuff. I would love to go see that stuff. And just Europe in general, there's so much to see there. Like Norway, Sweden, Italy, Austria, Germany. There's so much history there. And just all over the world, there's so many cool places to go see and just appreciate and admire. And just, you know, you really get that sense of humanity, you know, and what we've accomplished and what we're capable of and what we've done. And it's a pretty awesome feeling. Yeah. So, but those are my thoughts on it. Those are my thoughts. How do I do things? Shift, space, jump, wait, dig terrain. E for the terrain tool. Okay, that's what I was missing this entire time. There we go. Okay, I figured it out. To continue on with the conversation, the next thing that someone asked, let me pull it up here. Pixel Wizard, you asked me about that Samurai Jack ending. I don't watch Samurai Jack. I apologize. I can't contribute to that conversation. I apologize. Okay, so let's look at the one. Yes, the one that Hennessy proposed. So Hennessy asked the following. I have one. Sorry it took so long. Maybe discuss the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Which one you liked best, least, leading up to what do you think about the new one? First of all, I am super excited for the new one. I can't even lie about that. I'm incredibly excited for a new Pirates of the Caribbean movie because I just love Pirates of the Caribbean to death, and I don't feel like Pirates of the Caribbean can do wrong. I feel like they're awesome and cool and sweet and all those things. That being said, what? Oh, Emmy must have left this stuff here. What is this? Is that a pump? What is that? I have no idea what that is, guys. As for the other Pirates of the Caribbean movies, obviously I have a huge soft spot for the first one because it's the first one in the series. Other than that, that's a huge drop. I'm trying to think of like other... How did I think about the other one? The second one was good. It was a pretty good one. You know, second movies in a series are always awkward because they're sort of setting the trail for what the rest of the trilogy or however you're making it is going to be. Oh, this is all the farthest you got. And so it can be hard to be the second the second movie in a series, but I thought the second one was pretty good. The third one, I liked where they were going with the story with the pirate lords and everything. I felt like they had gotten themselves pretty tangled up in the story. The biggest thing for me with the third one was they just kept recycling the same jokes over and over. Like, just these running jokes they've had since the first one that just, like, never died. And I kind of wish they would. I really wish that they would. Like, the slapping joke, constantly joking about where the rum is gone. Just, like, so many things that I think they could have let go, and it would have been for the best. And they just didn't, which is fine, I guess. But I was just glad whenever the fourth one came around, which is a pretty decisive one, but whenever the fourth one came around, I just liked that they didn't rely on all those old jokes. I thought it was nice, And some people are just like, ah, the fourth one, it sucks. And I'm like, no, it didn't suck though. It was different, but I don't think it sucked. I thought it was just, you know, different. But yeah, that's sort of my thought on it. The other thing then is sorry, trouble focusing. The other thing is that the fourth one, I just really liked where they took the story with it. I thought it was different. I thought it was interesting. I thought at least they made an effort to do something different with it. And whether people liked it or not, I thought it was nice that they tried. So that was cool. Other than that, I'm just really excited for the next one, the fourth one. So it'll be super cool. I'm looking forward. It'll be great. Yes, all that. And thank you, Hennessy, for your question. So, last thing. Yes. Kimmy asks, Janky Uncensored, what TV shows do you watch, if any, and what music do you listen to? Perfect final question to end it all on. What TV shows do I watch? A ton. I watch a ridiculous amount of Doctor Who. I just got caught up on the latest season. I love new Doctor Who. Also a fan of old Doctor Who. I will never not be a fan of old Doctor Who. It's classic. Tom Baker, delightful. He is just a delightful human being who should be appreciated for being a delightful human being. Other things, let me, what are like some other TV shows I watch? I actually watch Big Bang Theory. I actually find it pretty funny. Not everyone does, from what I gather, but I always thought it was pretty hilarious. I always, like, at least for me, part of the humor to me is, like, the science jokes that they make, because I appreciate the science jokes they make. A lot of people kind of complain about it because it sort of parses nerd culture, I guess, sort of. That's just kind of like one of the general complaints I've heard about it, but I like it. I think it's fun. Those are the two big ones that I can think of. I watch other things here and there, like on Netflix and stuff. I really enjoyed... There was one on Netflix that I really liked. What was it? Oh, all the Netflix Marvel stuff. Oh my god, right off the bat, I can tell you. All the Netflix Marvel stuff is, like, amazing. As for the music that I listen to, it's a weird grab bag. I don't even know where to begin. And, like, oh my god, what is this thing? It's like some giant pulsating plant. I feel like it's going to hurt me if I get too close to it. Ooh. Alright, I'm going to avoid that. Yeah. So the music that I listen to, sorry. I listen to all sorts of things. I love jazz. Like new jazz, old jazz, electro swing, all that. I absolutely love it. It's just very energizing to me. I really enjoy it. Irish folk music, I absolutely love. And I'll pretty much jam to whatever's popular on the radio these days. So any kind of new music, I just like listening to lots of different kind of music. Every kind of music at least once, right? I kind of have the same policy with music that I do with food. I'll listen to anything at least once and then decide if I like it or not. But definitely my favorite jams are like jazz and electro swing and Irish folk music and just like indie rock and indie pop. I really enjoy that stuff too. Indie pop. That's sort of a weird thing to say, right? It's sort of like an oxymoron. How can you be indie pop? Oh, I just realized what this is. This is where Emmy left off. So her pack is here. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so that's all I got. That's all I got. Hopefully this was informative. Hopefully I answered questions to your satisfaction. If you'd like more in your responses, you know, feel free to ask me again, and I will talk more on it in the next Janky Uncensored. But for now, I think I'm going to leave it there because I want to try to keep it a little short. So, I hope you guys like this. If you did, you can leave those likes down below. Comments, positive or negative. Any topics you want to talk about for the next Janky's Lab, of course, leave those below it as well. But more than anything, I hope you have a lovely day, evening, or whenever you happen to be watching. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, this is Janky Shenanigans, signing out. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow's Red Nose Day. It's awesome. Don't forget, comic relief. It's sweet.